Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session, our chat with the CPO. My name is Karen Parisi. I'll be your moderator for today. Today, we're joined by Cheryl Michael, our Chief Product Officer, who will be chatting through our priorities for 2021. So we should have some time for Q&A at the end. So I would encourage you to add your questions into the chat box and we'll get through them. If we don't, we'll ask them. We'll be sure to follow up post session. All right, I think with that, we can get started. So Cheryl, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Karen. I'm thrilled to be here and welcome all of you longtime Central Reach customers, as well as some of the new members to our Central Reach client community. I'm Cheryl Michael. I'm the Chief Product Officer here at Central Reach. I joined the Central Reach team in January of 2019, so I'm actually coming up on my 2 years with this amazing organization. It really has truly been a privilege and a joy to work with the Central Reach team and with all of you, our amazing clients. You really do inspire us every day to build and continue to build a superior product so that you can deliver on the outcomes that you're committed to in your mission. Today, we're going to focus on 2 areas. But before we do that, I just want to mention that this is actually, for those of you who are new, this is our second chat with the CPO this year. We're all adjusting to this reality of meeting remotely, unlike the road shows that we were able to conduct face-to-face last year. We've been really pleased with the ways that we've been able to engage this year in spite of the fact that we have to do it remotely. So really thrilled to be here with you today and be able to share with you this way. Today, we're going to focus on some updates on our progress in our product development process and some updates on our 2020 product focus. And then we're going to look ahead to 2021 and what's coming. We do have a lot to cover. By now, some of you may already have attended some product sessions, or you may have gone over to the innovations booth in the exhibit hall. If you haven't, I encourage you to do so, because I'm going to be covering a lot of things at a high level today. And over in those innovation sessions, you can really dig into the next detail and see some of those product demonstrations that will be so informative for you. Again, our time is limited and I have a lot to share with you, so I'm going to do my best to stay within the allotted time. I've practiced a bit, so I think we'll have time for Q&A. And we also have our moderators who are looking at your questions, and we'll be addressing them as we go. Starting with our product development process updates. In our last chat with the CPO, we talked about some of the work we were doing to deliver more timely releases with improved quality and predictability. As you've been able to see over the last few months, we have delivered on that commitment, and we will continue to improve in this area. These shorter delivery cycles really do allow us to focus on getting fixes to you in a timely manner, but also will enable us moving forward to deliver those enhancements and smaller features along with delivering on some of our broader roadmap items. So we're very pleased with the progress we've made here, and more improvements to come. A critical piece of this has been the change management team that we put in place in Q2. This is a cross-functional team, and they provide tremendous input to us on prioritizing fixes, as well as helping us queue up priorities for small feature additional enhancements into the product, along with our general product roadmap items. So I can't say enough about how that team has helped us. A message that we've heard repeatedly from our customers is that they want to engage. You want to engage with us testing our products. You want to engage in the front end design of our products. You want to engage in the beta, pilot, early adopter testing. I hope you see that we have really taken that to heart as well. We have a number of you that have taken advantage of testing in our beta prod environment, doing user acceptance testing, and we've continued to kind of refine that process and our feedback to you, and we thank you. It's an invaluable source of input, and we really appreciate your involvement. It's such a configurable and flexible platform that our clients can use it so many ways. So getting your input in the front end of design, during testing, and early adoption is just critical for our success and being able to roll out our product successfully. So thank you so much, for all that you do for us. And I also want to offer, as I often say in these sessions, that I'm going to cover a lot of material. If you hear about areas of innovation that you're interested in, please don't hesitate to reach out to your account manager, your CSL, a product leader that maybe you're working with, to offer to participate or get more involved. Before I dive into product updates, I thought it would be great for us to just take a little bit of time and do a high level of review of what we have focused on and accomplished in 2020. And then we're going to look ahead at what we're doing and what our priorities will be in 2021. Major themes of our roadmap for 2020 that will continue into 2021 are compliance, mobile workflows, access to data, reporting and analytics, integration and innovation. You know, when I think about what a challenging year 2020 was for us and for all of you, and how much we had to adjust to working, you know, fully remotely, I'm very impressed with the amount of work that we were able to deliver this year, and I'm excited to bring that information to you today. I'm going to be digging into a number of these product areas in more detail. So I'm just going to touch on the high points here. As a leader, leading EMR for ABA practices, it's critical that we ensure that our clients can meet their compliance requirements. We worked very hard to deliver an EVV workflow, including a mobile product that would enable our clients to meet the state requirements prior to the January 1st, 2021 deadline for those of you that are required in your states. Our CR mobile solution represents our commitment to building out a mobile product that will provide a more robust and complete workflow for our RBTs, BCBAs, and beyond. I'm going to speak more about some of the additional capabilities that will be addressed in the mobile this year and into 2021. At our CR Unite 2019, we shared the excitement of having Dr. Carrie Maliko join CentralReach, and she brought with her her talented team of instructional designers. The first delivery of her clinical programming, our CR Elements product, with curriculum for foundational skills and pandemic, has been released in Thread, which you'll hear about more later, and will soon be released for Learn and Precision X. We focused a lot on Insights, our Insights product line in 2020, both on the data warehouse, standard reports, and advanced business intelligence product launch. You will hear more later. Smart scheduling or scheduling optimization has continued to progress during the year, and we added some additional clients to the next phase of work. We had a very successful POC and have been working on in the development phase of our base product. I'm going to be sharing more plans for that product in detail a little bit later. Our data access import export capability is available now, and we're working on building out some standard integrations, which I'll share more about later. As we look into 2021, I always like to add that any product roadmap has an aspirational element to it. It's hard to get to everything. But as you can see from our 2020 work, we're very committed to making progress in all of these key focus areas, and that commitment will continue into 2021. You'll see a lot of the same themes with some additional focus areas. We'll continue to build out our CR Mobile with session notes and integration with scheduling. Our scheduling optimization smart scheduling product will launch the base product, and we'll begin work on our advanced capabilities, which you'll see a little sneak peek into later. Our Insights Advanced Business Intelligence with Report Writer will be launched as we're closing out this fourth quarter, and we will continue to add additional dashboards, and we're going to be looking for opportunities to add other analytics, maybe around scorecarding and benchmarking. Telehealth appears to be here to stay. So we're looking at ways to integrate that into our scheduling and then maybe into our client portal. We really have, we've been interested for some time in making improvements to our client portal, and we know that that's an area that you're excited to have us address. So we're looking to enhance that, and we've already started working on some designs and some workflows that would allow us to incrementally deliver progress on this initiative in 2021. You'll be hearing and seeing more related to the client portal in future sessions, and we'll also be conducting focus groups around these particular products. In early 2020, we acquired Thread. Chris mentioned that in his opening session. It's a clinical data collection solution that's focused on education and also appropriate to small practices. We'll continue that focus on education enhancements for Thread, and we'll be integrating that into our practice management solution as well. So you'll hear more about that. Some other areas that we really want to dig into next year that are important to us, and I think important to our clients. One of them is multidisciplinary, particularly looking at speech. This is an area where we'll be looking for improvements across our product line. So we've already reached out to some clients, but you'll be hearing more. There'll be focus groups, there'll be additional sessions to provide feedback. This will be more of an incremental approach across different product capabilities on clinical and practice management workflows. From an integration perspective, we've started working with some vendors like Workday on a standard HR import in, timesheet or billing export back out. We've started to reach out to Paycom and ADP. I'll be talking in a little bit more detail about what that integration capability is later, but we've already started to build out some of these standard integrations. This will continue, and then we'll also be looking at integration into other types of health information exchange, maybe EMR and registration systems, and how we might look to do that in 2021. And now I'll start to dig into some of these areas in more detail as we go through the presentation, and also more to come in future sessions with us. And once again, I encourage you to go to the exhibit hall and look at those innovation sessions. There's some great videos there that will dive into each of these product areas and roadmap a little more deeply. So today I'm going to focus on some of these key 2020 product updates that you see here in this slide, and then I'm going to look forward to see where these products will be going in 2021. And so next we'll spend a little bit of time talking about electronic visit verification for those of you who will be required to meet the January 1st, 2021. Our first launches of EVV will be in Florida with TELUS and in Colorado with Sandata. There certainly have been challenges with states as we've worked in the aggregators, as we've worked through this process this year, but we've worked hard to put a workflow in place that we believe will allow you to integrate the EVV workflow more easily into our system, and we'll talk more now about that. I do want to share that Maddie Schilling, our product manager on this initiative, has been working very closely with the clients and the state aggregators to build out the capabilities that will be needed and to be responsive as we're learning new things. If you are a Colorado Sandata EVV client, your implementation in Central Reach is something like this, where you can set up your credentials for the state. And then it's in Colorado with Sandata, we're only sending over the EVV records, but you would be able to see back in Central Reach the status of those EVV transmissions. So you'd know if they were pending, if they'd been accepted or rejected. Why is this important? Because you want to time it so that you don't send your claims prior to your visit information being accepted, because they're going to be matching those in the back end. And that will determine denials or potential rejected claims or paid in full. TELUS is a little bit different in regions 9, 10, and 11 in Florida, because they also create the claims. So when we send data to them, they're really acting more like a clearinghouse. So you set up your TELUS gateway just like you would any other clearinghouse gateway, and within our application, and we send both the EVV and billing data for them to create the claim. If you have additional questions about anything related to our EVV implementation, there is a great presentation in the innovations booth, and Maddie would also be happy to answer any questions around the EVV workflows. He probably knows more than he ever wanted to know. Let's move on to mobile and talk a little bit about our mobile implementation. So our current CR mobile application is really much more than just an EVV ready application. It's a critical part of our commitment to mobile for RBT workflows, and in the future, BCBA appropriate workflows. Jeet Bodwell, our product management leader over this product, has been leading the charge to drive a roadmap of enhancements around this product. You can see from the list here, Currently, you can view appointment details, collect data, add appointment notes, capture signatures, complete your timesheet. It's EVV ready out of the box. And ABC data collection has recently been added to it. What's in design and development now is the session notes. So you will be hearing more about that in the next few months. What I wanted to share with you, and he also shared in his in the innovation booth, is a little bit about the phased approach. You'll see that we're taking phased approaches with everything so that we can get incremental value into your hands faster. So in the first phase, it's really being able to set up your templates for your session notes over in the clinical web application Learn, and then be able to utilize that template, assign it per service code, be able to then complete that note on the CR mobile, and it will be pre-populated where appropriate, so it's more like documentation by exception to kind of streamline that approach on the mobile, exactly what you'd expect to see on a mobile. Be able to review and then save that out. And then in phase 2, that will really just be focused on more customization, ability to view previous notes, add default session notes, bulk print. And it won't end with getting the session notes now into the mobile. We are truly committed to continue to build out our mobile strategies. There'll be things like the BCBA supervision session notes, group sessions. So more to come. You can learn a lot more detail in the innovations exhibit. G did a nice presentation there that you can see. But I included this screen because this is just an example of some of the capabilities that we're looking at adding, which includes the notifications, not just notifications to clients, but also notifications to your providers if there's changes in appointments or reminders about appointments. There's also integration to the scheduling that's coming, and I've actually included those mobile updates in my next session, so we'll talk about those there. When we met last, we had completed a successful proof of concept with our scheduling algorithms, and we're moving into our minimally viable product or base product phase. Before I kind of talk about that a little bit, for those of you that saw Chris Sullen's CEO session as sort of our kickoff session yesterday, he shared with you that we had acquired Cardical, which gave us which really is our AI algorithmic scheduling backbone and engine for what's driving our smart scheduling. So we acquired Cardical and Matt Ward came with that, who is just the brains behind those algorithms. It was designed with ABA in mind. So very unique opportunity for us to leverage that IP and bring that into our platform. So very excited about that. Our proof of concept results were very good. I think Chris also shared some of those results with you. Andrea Sivieri, our VP of Technology Product Management, and our Caravel client also hosted a session, which I truly encourage you to watch and hear about some of the feedback and their experience using it and the time savings and optimization of their schedule that they achieved. The MVP phase of the project is really very focused on a simple high-level workflow to be able to export the data, run through those powerful algorithms, view, update the results, and then publish them back. So I'm going to kind of walk through that a little bit with you. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about where that product's going. This is another area where we've had about approximately 6 clients that are participating with us and pilots. And we started with 2 and then added some additional ones. So as we're progressing through the development of this product, we've added additional clients to the pilot. And I'm sure that we'll continue to work with clients as even early adopters of this new product. In this, I'm calling it the base product, even though it says MVP approach. But what we've done as part of the development of this product is actually take the workflows that we wanted to automate and implement them manually and then automate it so that we actually test, we verify that all of the data that we need will be available in Central Reach. We get very crisp about what the setup and configuration needs to be for you to be successful step by step. It also gives us a chance to evaluate whether or not we feel that we need to add any additional permissions or breakout permissions, which is another theme you'll see from us all through 2021, is refining of permissions in the application, which we know is so important to you. So the approach again with this phase one of this product was just this very simple experience of being able to export your data from Central Reach, run it through the algorithmic engine, interact with the results of that, and then be able to publish that back. The next phase is to put a nice UI on that just, again, makes it a little bit easier to edit those results, again, and then being able to publish them back to the application. And then in phase three, there's some really amazing things around kind of working with your draft schedule, playing what if to do some forecasting, control tower view. And again, Andrea Sivieri, who's our VP of Technology Product, has a long history of working with schedule optimization. He's done this kind of thing before, very experienced. Stephen Butts is our product manager on this product. Again, a very knowledgeable expert on data. And then we have Matt Ward, who's an expert on our algorithms. We'll also be working to integrate this with the mobile. I'll show you a little sneak peek of that. So this is just more or less a quick little explanation of what they were doing with the base product, which again, just sort of a simple way for you to pull data out of the system, manipulate that data, push that data back in after running it through the algorithms. I'll give you some little just some screenshots of what this looks like. You have the ability to select data for optimization. So you'll have a number of ways to filter clients or filter providers or take all, and date ranges. And then you will also next have the ability to run that optimization, and you'll be able to see the history and your optimization status. So you can see if it's finished, you can see if it's processing, so that you can then look at those results when it's done. After you have finished manipulating that information in an Excel-like view, then you're able to select that schedule to import back and upload that back into the system, and then again, be able to look into your history to see if that's complete. So this is the development work that is underway right now. And this is the focus of the team, focus of this development effort, and you will be hearing a whole lot more about this product, what's coming. There'll be additional focus groups and more to come. So looking ahead a little bit after that base product, which again is in development right now, is the ability to create a draft schedule mode. And I actually just grabbed a couple of different slides here just to give you an idea of where we're going. And I love this one because this idea of having your draft schedule, being able to move appointments around, view them by provider, optimize those options, and then be able to push those publics and publish those results back, I think is very, very powerful. And it's something that a lot of our clients have been asking us for. The next advanced phases will also include this concept of the control tower, where you'll be able to see where therapists are, you'll be able to message them, interact with them. There'll also be capabilities in the platform to sort of forecast and play a little bit of a what if in simulation. And I think I also mentioned that we are looking at being able to integrate with mobile. That's very important to us. So as we're building out other capabilities in our platform, we are thinking a lot about how do we now integrate that with mobile and create meaningful interactions. So mobile integration with smart scheduling is really we're pretty excited about some of the things that we'll do. So apart from just messaging and notifications, it does give the ability to do potentially auto check-in and check-out. So if you're leaving a learner's house and you've forgotten in your session, be able to remind you or automatically check you out of that session, send real-time updates that are visible on the control tower, but also so for schedulers, if they are asking you to pick up appointment or asking you if you're available for appointment because you're in the area and someone else is canceled, the ability to pick that appointment up. So some really interesting things that we're working on and that we will continue to keep you informed. We'll be having a number of focus groups, but also, as I said, this is one where we do have active pilot clients engaged. Next, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about Insights. So Insights is a family of products for us that includes our data warehouse, our standard reports, and also our dashboards and our new advanced BI with Report Writer. So this was a really big year for this project. Again, in spite of this COVID year being such a challenging year and all of us working remotely, we've been able to really achieve some great things. And I'm very excited as I kind of, as we're closing out the year to be able to look back at some of the things we talked about last year at CR Unite and just see how much progress we were able to make for you this year. And this is certainly an area that last year at CR Unite, we were showing some samples of standard reports. We were showing some examples of what a report writer might look like. We were talking in just at the early stages of clinical data. And I'm really excited about just being able to talk to you more about where we've gone. So before I jump into the advanced business intelligence with the report writer, I would like to provide an update on the data warehouse and the standard reports. Last year at CR Unite, we talked about our revenue cycle management and accounts receivable reports, and those have been launched on the platform. We'll be adding additional standard reports, one of which will be focused on staff productivity in upcoming releases. Again, this is Stephen Butts, our product manager, is always actively engaged with clients, and he's done some great sessions around this here for CR Unite 2020. So I encourage you to listen to those, also to engage with him in the innovations booth. So those two reports have been added. The other area that I'm really proud of is the clinical data that we were able to get into the data warehouse. Our goals and learning tree data, trial data, session data are all available now in the data warehouse. And this is really just in time for those of you who are looking to be able to understand more about your trends and your clinical data and outcomes and comparing outcomes to costs. So very exciting things there, and look to hear more. The next area that I really want to focus on is our advanced business intelligence, featuring our report writer, which is our latest product. It is currently being tested in beta with a good group of clients who are kind of putting it through its paces, creating reports using the existing dashboards. So look to hear more about this new product as we launch it before the end of the year. Let's kind of dive in, because this is a pretty powerful tool. And again, I encourage you to look at the sessions that have already been recorded. There's actually demos of it, so you'll get more of a feeling for it than what you will necessarily see from me here today. First thing I wanted to share is that it does come with a set of standard dashboards like the one that you're seeing here. These really do provide a nice base of analytics for you to monitor key KPIs, but they're also a starting point for you to copy and modify for your own needs. So as well as being able to drill down, export this data in a tabular form and be able to kind of manipulate the filters in a way that you can't with our previous product, this one also allows you to make copies of these and modify them for your own unique needs, which is very powerful. I will also remind you, for those who haven't heard it yet, that the back-end data warehouse where our practice and clinical data resides is the data that warehouse that's available as you're creating these reports. So you would have access to that schema, that data as you're creating reports, and our dashboards would also kind of give you a sense of how to use that data or how to get started. It is a pretty simple product to get started with. You do have to, we have some new admin functions that let you establish your actual report designers. So if you have permission to be a report designer, you literally come in and you would have a new feature here for a custom report. And then what you'd be able to do is start creating reports that you could publish out as your custom reports for your organization. You can add, additional data elements to it, modify filters. You can add any number of widgets. You can see all the charting capabilities that are available to you there. And I'll say it again, it's just so much more impressive when you see it in a demo, which Stephen did in one of his sessions. So please, I encourage you to go see that recording. But then once you create your new dashboard view, then you can save that. And all of the data can also be just created in simple tabular reports for export, as well as in any of the graphics and widgets that are available with the product. He pointed out yesterday that you can create trend lines, and you can also set up forecasting within the product. So pretty excited about this product. I think it's an incredibly powerful product for our clients, and something that you've been asking for a while. So excited to bring that to you. Also wanted to do a little a shout out to our newest partner, Change Healthcare. We mentioned last year that we were focused on strategic partnerships. At that time, we had completed our integration with Paragon for our credit card processing. Most recently, we completed our integration with Change Healthcare. Many of you have already made that transition. This is a very strategic partner for us. I did want to point out that both Paragon and Change Health are with us here, and they're in the virtual booth. So I encourage you to reach out to them to learn more. Now I want to talk a little bit about integration, because I'm so often asked about being able to, just communicate or integrate with other products. So I want to talk a little bit about what we've done this year, and then I'm going to chat a little bit about, what we're looking at and where we're going. From an integration perspective, we've established a core sort of import-export capability. And what this allows us to do is establish an SFTP site and all the credentials that are associated with us. We can schedule those feeds, whether inbound or outbound. We can view the history and the status of them. So what we've been working on with this year is starting to work with some key vendors around standardizing these. One of the first vendors we worked with was Workday, to focus on an employee inbound import, and then a payroll export back out to them. We've also designed and are working on the billing export back out to them. We have also reached out to ADP and Paycom to do a similar thing. In some cases, you will see us in 2021 creating APIs where appropriate with these vendors. Some of them still prefer to just be able to use an SFTP type of transition. So you will see us, we started with this capability, but you will see us continue to grow these out. Please reach out to your account manager, CSL, to learn a little bit more about this, and we will keep you updated on our progress here. I'm going to talk again in just a minute about some of the additional things that we're doing looking ahead to 2021 around integration. But I wanted to share this with you because I know that being able to prevent double keying of new employee information can be important, getting that payroll data out. In support of this new capability, we've also added some additional data elements to the system that are critical to be able to do integration well. And one of those is the external employee ID. So we have now added that as a field. It's also available in the data warehouse, so that when we do take an inbound employee feed, we can take that system, incoming source systems, employee ID, and store that as well as the CRID, and be able to pass that back out to you in exports. So pretty excited about moving forward with this. And again, you can see we just made progress on a lot of fronts this year. Let's talk a little bit about Thread. In Chris's opening talk, he shared some of the acquisitions we had this year, and he made mention of the acquisition of Thread. Thread Learning is a clinical data collection platform that really was designed with schools in mind, but is also appropriate for very small practices. But its hallmark is sort of quick onboarding, which makes it very well suited for schools. I mean, training is fast, you're up and running, supports group sessions, and has a very intuitive user interface, which also adds to that quick onboarding. Some of the focus areas for us with Thread moving forward, we've already loaded our initial CR Elements content. The foundational level and pandemic content are available on Thread. We're continuing to focus on education-specific enhancements, and then integrating Thread where appropriate with products such as our practice management product. So this was a new acquisition. Greg Brill, who is the founder of Thread, has joined Central Reach as a director of clinical product. He also has a clinical roadmap update over on the innovations area of the exhibit hall as well. So I encourage you to check that out, but look to hear more from us about Thread and our direction with Thread. So let's talk about our new clinical programming product, CR Elements. Our first releases of the clinical programming CR Elements have been released in Thread, as I said. We're really excited about the product because the opportunity provides our clients to leverage curriculum created by an incredibly talented team of instructional designers, and that it's very research-based. Out of the box, it maps to leading assessments that can really help practices standardize their approach for setting up curriculum assessment and building out their learning trees, and reduces the time to build curriculum in the platform as well. I'm gonna show you I'm going to do a quick little review right after this for those who haven't sort of seen before, just quickly what's in that foundational and in that pandemic build. But our next focus areas are going to be intermediate level skills, content tailored to education, since we're making, since Thread is a focus for education, we'd like to add some more education related specific content, parent training content, and then of course we're delivering this in Learn and Precision X. For those of you who are kind of new to hearing about this product, this is just quickly the foundational, just gives you a little recap of what you have in this first one. It has 8 content areas. As I said, it's mapped to 6 assessments. It's led by Dr. Carrie Maliko and her instructional designers. So it really has a lot of research and science behind it. So I really encourage you to kind of, again, reach out to your CSLs, reach out to product. We're happy to also be able to, share more information for you around this release. Also, along with that, she released her pandemic curriculum with the product. And this is one of the specialty sets, and she and her team will continue to enhance this curriculum, adding these types of things. So this includes things like social distancing, the health and home bundle, and uniquely addresses safety and social behaviors during what has been kind of an unusual time in the world. So skills such as wearing the mask, how to leave a parent alone when they're working from home, just skills that are applicable to any child for safety and urgency region. I included this slide for those of you who are using Thread today. I just wanted you to be able to quickly see how you can access CR Elements in the curriculum, and just again, all of the content that's there available for you. And then as you dive down then into the foundational curriculum beneath that. All right, let's start looking ahead at a few more things. As you can see, we've done quite a bit in 2020. That'll continue into 2021. But I also wanted to just touch on some other areas that we're looking to expand into. As I mentioned earlier, our multi-D enhancements will be focused across our products. So we'll be just looking at incrementally, what can we do on the clinical product side? What can we do on the practice management side? And again, looking at some of the core functionality in the system. We've already been doing some information gathering with clients. We'll continue to conduct focus groups as we work through these different areas to look at how we can streamline them. There will be a upfront, probably a more deeper focus on speech, but we'll be looking at, OT and saying, okay, what are some of the other things that we can pull in? But please look to hear more from this, because this is going to be an important 2021 initiative for us. We're also looking to continue to enhance our ability to do integrations. So we're looking to build out a more enhanced exchange engine that will allow us to manage some of the more custom EDI transactions. We have a lot of clients in early intervention or schools where billing is a little bit different. So billing out and then processing payments back in don't fall into those standard EDI 837 or 835 transaction types. And we want to be able to map to those more easily. Also to create health level 7 or HL7 connectivity to health information exchanges, as well as to other EMR systems. We actually have a specification that we are working on, which is an ADT specification, admissions discharge transfer, that would allow us to share panel of patient information back to other EMRs or registration systems. So again, as we grow, we're looking to continue to address these things in a more aggressive way. As I mentioned earlier, we are looking to integrate telehealth more completely into our scheduling. We have some early designs here, and we will be reaching out again to get more information here and in the client portal, because we do see these products coming together. One is being able to sort of schedule those telehealth systems and see alerts, but also how would we want that to interact in a client portal? Would we want our clients to be able to check in, to check out, to do a copay? How do we want that to work? So more to come on that. We've got some early designs. I'm very excited by the things that I'm seeing coming out of the product team and looking forward to sharing that with you. On the client portal side, this is an area where we're really looking to deliver it incrementally, starting with intake. So from the time someone expresses interest in your practice, whether it's from a website or other type of intake, actually being able to intake that into Central Reach in an intake process and form, so that they actually become part of Central Reach and you're able to actually have more meaningful exchanges with them. You may have videos you want them to watch. You may want them to be able to see their status if they're on a wait list, interact to complete forms. And then once you make that decision, or once they become a client, then you open up more functionality in the client portal, which could include conducting your telehealth sessions, checking in and out, getting copays, viewing progress reports, sharing other video content. So a lot to come with this. And again, I'm excited about the designs that I'm seeing, and we'll be sharing more of those with you shortly, because these are, again, big 2021 initiatives and opportunities for us. So as I said, this was a lot to share, and I really look forward to future sessions like this with you. I've enjoyed the 2 times that I've had to do this so far this year, and it'd be great to get back to face-to-face, but still very appreciative of the opportunity. I really do hope you're as excited as the product team is about the work that we've done and what we'll be doing moving into 2021. So at this time, I'll stop and see if we have some questions that you'd like me to address.
So luckily we have some CR experts in the chat that have been answering some of the questions already, but I will, I'll just point everyone, if you could go to the Q&A, there's a handful of questions there. If you did, that I'll just kind of briefly share. First, someone asked, can we please be involved in the pilot around the portal, client portal group? And so Cheryl, I think you mentioned this for anyone who's interested in becoming pilots. I don't know if you want to share that again.
Yes, absolutely. So for anything that you heard today that was interesting, please reach out to your account manager, CSL. or product directly. We are, we are always interested in having clients engage. We've learned from our mistakes of the past, as with many software developers, that we need to hear from you. We need to understand your unique needs. We are also, with some of these, we'll also be conducting focus groups. So those can be a little bit larger. It might be more of a limited number that participate in a beta or a pilot. But we will also be looking to engage some larger groups in focus groups so that we can get feedback right away. And again, I've been seeing some fantastic designs coming out of the team and look forward to sharing.
Great. And some additional questions, some more specifics around which types of tools will be available for integration or export. And I think one of the mentions was QuickBooks. So I think just overall, I can help answer this based off of our VP of product who has answered this, but we'll be shortlisting the platforms that we'll be actively integrating with. So we're exploring kind of what those options look like right now, also for data export. So we'll be sharing more, and Cheryl and team will be sharing more in 2021. So hang tight on that one.
Yeah, I think initially we were trying to address some of the larger ones that we see, but we'll also be looking to have sort of a standard spec that if they can take that file or provide data that way, we could also.
Great. Wonderful. There is one last one around the automation. How will the automation of scheduling be affected by the authorization? Will forecasted appointments end when the authorization ends, and will they be linked? So I don't know. There's a good thorough answer in here from Matt Ward, but I think the short answer is yes. Authorizations will play a role in kind of how that draft schedule will be developed. Cheryl, anything else to add?
Yeah, I think, I will say that as we're, obviously we have some designs for our initial implementation of that, but I think as we get more client feedback and this is a go forward product that's going to continue to evolve. I think we would look at things like maybe having some, configuration options where you say you want to ignore authorization ends or not, so that because maybe you want to look at something out a little bit farther, assuming that you'd have a reauthorization. So I think we'll look at how we do that, and and more to come. But I think Matt probably covered it incredibly well. He's very close to it.
Yes, absolutely. And again, anyone can access this chat at any time. It won't be going away. So if you want to go back and look at any of the questions and answers again, you can feel free to. So thank you so much, Cheryl. I think that's it. We're at time for the day and appreciate it.
All right. Thank you all so much. Look forward to doing this again soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.